Hi, Pre-Algebra students. I want to welcome you to the very last set of project questions for this course. We are on Unit 5, Lesson 25, and we're still dealing with this obstacle course that's set up like a grid. So let's jump right in. We have 4 questions, and they should be relatively quick. During the final stretch of the obstacle course, there is a sprint to the finish. There are 3 parallel racing lines. Helena's lane, one to her right and one to her left. All of the participants stay in their own lane. Why is it guaranteed that they will not run into each other? Well, hopefully you understand that parallel lines never intersect. So if you can imagine, these would be 3 lines or 3 lanes on a track, right? And you'd have Helena in this middle lane, and you'd have a competitor on the right and a competitor on the left, okay? And if these lines remain parallel, these runners should never run into each other because parallel lines never intersect. So that's all we need to type here. Okay, first one done. Second question, if all 3 racing lanes are reflected through the x-axis, what is the relationship between the new racing lanes? So let's imagine over here that we had the 3 racing lanes up here, and that they follow, okay, they follow our coordinate grid. And so this would be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now if this entire thing was reflected over this x-axis, so if it came over here, all right, then this line, these will be blue now, this line, if this is at y equal 3, then this line would be at y equal -3, -4, -5, and -6. Okay, so again, nothing has changed. They're still parallel lines. They've just been reflected over the x-axis. Okay, so let's go back and see what answer applies there. So question 2, they are still parallel to each other. All right. Okay, if Helena's lane is translated to the other side of the lane to her left, what happens? Do they intersect? Are they still parallel? Is she perpendicular? Or does she intersect one or both, I guess? So again, let's check this out here. We have these lines, okay? And let's say this is Helena's, okay? And we move it, we move it either to the left or right. So let's say we move it up to her left, all right? So now she's right here. So basically she has moved from here to here, okay? So she's translated everything up or to her left. But as you can see, she's still parallel. Nothing has changed in regards to the orientation of that lane. Okay, so Helena's lane remains parallel to the other lanes. Okay, last question. Describe what happens if one of the lanes is rotated and the others remain the same. All right. So if only one of these lanes is rotated, Okay, so let's take this line right here, and we're going to rotate it about this point right here, and we're going to rotate it this way. And now that one rotated line is going to intersect everything, okay? So that's not a good situation. We certainly wouldn't want that to happen. Okay, so if one lane is rotated, it will intersect the other two lanes at some point. This would not be good. Okay, now if all three lanes were rotated in the same way, okay, then everything is going to remain parallel and it would be just fine. It would be no problem. So if all three lanes were rotated in the same way, they would remain parallel and there would be no problem. Okay, that's it. And that is a wrap for Project 5 in Pre-Algebra. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing your submissions.